guys, it's the Cello Guru. That was the beginning of the Schumann Fantasy Pieces. So beautiful, isn't it? I want to talk to you today about 5 things successful cello students do. I see many cello students a week, and I know what works and what doesn't, okay? So here's a tip. 5 things you can do to become a successful cello student, okay? 1, the number 1 thing that successful cello students do is they set goals and they write them down, okay? Figure it out on Monday. What am I going to work on this week? Don't just be vague about it. Write it down. 3 items, 3 different pieces. Maybe one is the piece you want to practice that you love. For me, it's the Brahms F major sonata, which is so gorgeous this week, okay? And I'm going to put it on next week too because it's hard, so I'm going to work on it for a while, okay? Maybe the second thing is the Galamian scale method so that you get some speed and you're working on your rhythms, okay? Write it down. 3rd item for me is usually a Bach suite. Not always. I'm working on the 4th Bach suite and I love it. So that's my 3rd item I want to work on every day. The 4th item is for fun. Whatever you're going to do for fun. You play through your piece without judging yourself and just having fun and just being glad you're a cellist. For me, a lot of times the fun one is some kind of improvisation. It uses a different part of my brain. So I like to go into a Celtic composition, or I like to go into a jazz composition and work on my improvisation technique. So fun. Really fun. So that's the first thing, to set goals, okay? And write them down. Second thing, to practice every day. So even if you only play 5 minutes, I'm telling you, it makes a giant difference. It's just a whole mental game. Keep your cello happy, keep your cello warm. Your cello is your baby. Just keep in touch with your cello. So every day you have to do some practicing, okay? Doesn't matter how long. Just keep it on the front burner, okay? The 3rd thing that successful cello students do is they practice their open strings, okay? So at least whole notes, and then half notes, and then quarter notes, keeping your bow straight, trying to get... whole notes, then I would do half notes and I would do quarter notes. You have to be really conscious when you're practicing open strings. You do not want to be thinking about what you're going to have for lunch. Even though I'm like really hungry, I was not thinking about that. I was thinking about what I could do better. I was thinking about the fact that I wasn't getting all the way to the tip. So I need to do it again, and I need to go further and closer to the tip. That was one thing. The other thing was I didn't feel like my sound was that even. So let's see. Yeah, it's better, but my sound's going in and out a little bit. So I'm going to practice that after this video. See what I can do about that, but I have to put my brain to work on it. Okay, how can I make it more even? Do I have to move the bow a little bit slower? Do I have to move the bow a little bit faster? Maybe I'll try both of those. What about the weight from my index finger? Am I pronating enough? These are different things I'm going to be thinking about, okay? All right, so that was number 3. Number 4, practice your scales and arpeggios to work on facility and speed. Study the theory and the intellectual side of the music, okay? So scales and arpeggios get you thinking. about what you're doing. You don't want to read them. Don't read them. Memorize them. Figure out what it means to play a major scale. What are the steps? So a major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. You should be able to build a major scale from any note on your cello with that code. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Think about your key signature. What does the key signature mean for your fingering? You should be thinking about all these things, not just reading the notes. Reading the notes is great if you just want to play. But if you want to be a little bit smarter than that, a smart cellist, you want to know the theory and what's going on with it. Doesn't mean you have to understand it all. It just means that you think about it some and you learn from what you figure out, okay? Okay, number 4 was play scales and arpeggios, okay? You can use the Galamian method videos that I give you on my website, also on my YouTube channel, the Cello Guru, okay? The Cello Guru. Okay, and then another thing that people do is they listen to recordings. The more you listen to recordings, the better you're going to get. The more you'll get your goals in your head. As long as the player is a good player, there is that. Don't listen to someone terrible. You got to listen to somebody good. Okay? So I think my list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is listen to recordings. And then the number 6 thing that you want to do, that successful cello students do, is they manage their mind around their cello playing, okay? So it's super important to have a clean mind. Do a thought download. Write down your thoughts about your cello playing. What are your thoughts? If you're thinking thoughts like, oh, I'm never going to get good. My sound sucks. Why am I playing? I sound horrible. Those thoughts are not serving you. You need to throw those thoughts out. You need to replace those thoughts with things like, how am I going to sound better? What are 3 things I can practice to get a better sound, right? And then go to my videos and you'll get some answers, right? Or, oh, I'm not sounding as good as I want to today, but that's okay because I'm going to practice and make myself sound better. You have to have thoughts like this, or you're not going to be inspired even to practice, okay? So again, the 5 things successful cello students do. 1, set goals and write them down. 2, practice every day. 3, practice open strings. 4, play scales and arpeggios and figure out the theory. 5, listen to recordings, especially of the pieces that you're playing. And 6, manage your mind around your cello playing, okay? I see it all the time, guys. If you do these things, you're going to get better quicker, and that's the goal. And also, make sure you have fun when you're playing, because that's the other goal, right? Okay, over and out from Cello Guru Central, Alameda Point, California. I got to go practice those open strings. I'm going right now.